restarted my computer, so hopefully this won't take 5 years to load like usual. But whatever the case, I'm here. It's been quite a while. I think it's been almost a month, judging by the last stream title I had set. Yeah, the last time you saw me, I was freshly tattooed, feeling great about life, full of hope. This sounds really depressing. No, you know, life happens. Like, life hasn't been all bad. Got a promotion at work, which is very exciting. I'm not jumping up and down in my chair because it's been like a month since I got promoted and because I'm very tired, but I am happy about it. I wonder if this game froze. That would be just my luck. But yeah, got the promotion at work. Yeah, it's just been really busy. Like, there's also been some stressful stuff going on at work. And then I was sick for a little while and didn't feel like being a person. I think I watched I don't know, 6 movies in 3 days, which is unusual for me. I was just out of it. Totally out of it. And even I almost considered not going live tonight. So I was like, oh, I didn't on the weekend, so I should on Monday. But man, I'm telling you, being an adult is really hard. I was also considering making a post along the lines of, I'm going on hiatus, who knows how long. Just gotta get my shit sorted. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like my mood's changed so much. Like, if I did have a streaming schedule instead of just appearing on your feed out of nowhere, I would probably cancel like half the streams for one reason or another. I'm just a tired bitch, okay? I'm sorry. But in terms of video games, I did recently get the credits on this game. So like technically it's over because I've done everything, but have I really done everything? I'm trying to get that elusive achievement of 100% on all jobs, and I feel like in my heart of hearts there was only a couple left to do, and I didn't 100% them at the time I did them because I thought that was possible because of like weird little finicky things in the jobs. But I just had to look up tricks online to get around it. So like one of them, it was this room with these like wooden beams going across the corners and like the ceiling. And it was like, put carpet on the ceiling. And I was like, I physically can't put carpet on the entire ceiling because of these fucking beams. So I don't know if they updated it or if I'm just stupid. But turns out you could move the beams and get them out of the way to put the carpet. So I finally finished that one. And then there was this other job where it was like, install these blinds. And I was like, great, this window's huge. These blinds don't fit. I'm clicking frantically everywhere on the window and they don't fit. So I had to look it up. it's one of those windows that, like, instead of opening up, it opens out. And so it was like, yeah, just open the middle window and you'll be able to install the blinds. Like, what? In what world does that make any sense? So that's what I'm going to be doing first. I feel like that's the last job left to do. If not, then I guess we'll just find whatever the fuck else I missed. But I feel like that's it. Because I think I did end up 100%ing Jessica's Mansion, that glitchy one that I played before. Man, even after restarting my computer, this thing is just loading slow. It's taking its sweet time. And I guess at some point I do want to move into a different office. I say as if I'm going to keep this game installed much longer once I finish everything. But I don't know. I feel like I have so many pets that this high-rise office is no longer doing it for me. I want a house with a backyard. I got 2 Dalmatians, and they're big dogs. They need space. I probably want to get rid of my bird because it's annoying. In real life, I would not be that type of person. But in this game, I'm just like, shut up, bird. You're getting on my last nerve. And you've got this giant enclosure. Hello. There you go. You got food. God bless. My cat's on his favorite spot. You got food. Got water. Oh, hello. You startled me. Alright. See, I would swear to you that this is the last job. Not restart. No, thank you. God. Don't mind me. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, it's really warm where I am today. Like, it's very pleasant to go outside, but I'm like hot right now. I took down my hair so I'd be presentable for streaming, and I'm just like struggling. So, I think this house has like 3 stories, and I forgot. So I did the main story and the upstairs, and I was like, oh, I'm practically done. No. There's a whole lot of shit to do in the basement. Gotta make guest bedrooms and guest bathrooms and all that from scratch. I had to build the walls. I probably have to put up tile or something. I just want to get this bug out of my system. I feel like this has been the only game I've wanted to play for like the past 2 months. I know other video games exist. I didn't forget. Alright, so here's the beautiful looking upstairs, which, by the way, this is my second time doing this job, obviously, and I think I got it a lot better than the first time I did it. Like, it's just looking fancy. Anyway, let's go down to this dreaded basement. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be tiles. I don't think this is enough packages, but we'll get started with this. So anyway, while I'm doing the boring stuff before putting in furniture, I hope all y'all are doing well this evening. I hope you've had a good start to your week. If you got anything fun to share, I would love to hear it. I'm sure I can ramble about plenty more things if I just think about them hard enough. Yeah, this was not enough. This was not enough tile. Oh, and it's so close too. Oh, and you want me to install a washer? That's that's so annoying. You can tell you're burning out on a game when the excitement turns to annoyance. Alright. Maybe I'll just do all the walls and floors first and then come back. Oh. You want it in this little room? Sure. This little nook. This little cubby hole. Alright. Yeah, I hope that my regular viewers do not expect me to be just a ball of energy all the time. I hope I never gave off that impression, because that's definitely not my reality, especially on days like today. Let's see. Man, they are really digging on this wood panel, huh? Yep. And the arabesque, which I don't know why these tiles are so ugly. But, you know, maybe I'm the one that doesn't have taste. At least painting is more tolerable than tiling. Is this considered part of the room? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been kind of turning a corner this year. Like, I'm a gal who just used to be a social media bitch. I would be on it all the time. Not even like trying to post constantly or curate my life or whatever the kids say, but just like lurking all the time. That was like just a preferred downtime activity, I guess. It's like, oh, there's so many different sites to rotate through. Let's do Facebook. Alright, Instagram. Alright, Twitter. Alright, fucking Tumblr. Okay, Reddit. Just, you know, run the circuit. And then all of a sudden it's time for bed and you're like, what the fuck have I been doing all night? But, I don't know. I feel like I took just long enough of a detox. I don't even know if that's what you would call it, but just long enough time to like get it out of my system that now I try to go on and I'm just like, this is boring. Not to say that I never check it anymore, but when I do, it's like the temptation to just waste my whole day is no longer there. Because it's like, this is not interesting to me. All this stuff that used to be like, oh, I gotta stay caught up. I was just like, which is fine. But then you realize, like, hey, that leaves kind of a hole in your life. You know, when you had a habit and now all of a sudden you don't have that habit. Which is probably why I've been house flipping so much. Because it's like I want something to do in my downtime that's just kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't say mindless because you do have to think about it, but... Oh, you want more squares. Oh, this was a quantity thing. This bathroom is gonna look ugly and weird. I don't support. Count how many times I say ugly in one stream. Yeah, point is, I don't know. I had this weird unhealthy thing with social media for a long time, and I've never been able to fully like explain it to people because everyone's always like, "Oh, you know, don't read too much into people's social media presence. They're only showing you the best parts of their life and blah blah blah." And I'm like, I know that. I've never had a problem with that. It's just always being connected. I guess it was FOMO. I don't know. Man, you want a shower and a bathtub in this bitch? Get out of here, dude. This is a guest bathroom. Just pick one. Like, look at how big that is. Of this bathroom is not conducive to having both. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was going to be a corner shower. Hang on. We got this. That might make my life easier. Yeah, a bathroom makes more sense right there. Last thing I had to do. Yeah, I think my least favorite things are tiling. Like panels are okay, but tiles, good fucking lord. And installing bathroom fixtures. So I guess that's why I'm just trying to get it over with right now. Just a few too many steps for me. Like at first, when I was playing, I would just mount like the most default sink and toilet and shower and whatnot, and then I was just like, you know, some of these are inherently easier to assemble than others, so I'm just gonna pick the easy ones. They look cuter anyway, so it's a win-win. yeah, boy. Oh, yeah, boy. But you do still want the most basic tub. Sneeze coming on, I just know it. Oh, it feels so spicy in my brain right now. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, and you want a towel radiator? Good grief. And yeah, because I've done this job before, I'm not like customizing the colors of anything. I'm still trying to make it like fit together well in the room, I guess, instead of just plopping everything down. But you know, I'm trying not to make it take forever. I guess they want me to buy the door after I put this all together. Oh my god. But anyway, I don't know what I was talking about anymore. Social media, being tired, not color coordinating. Look how cute that looks though. Alright, alright. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Well, it's gonna be another one of those, huh? I need 3 packages of that. And that. Oh my god. I don't like the ones where they give me quantities. I just like the ones where it's like, use both these, whatever percentages, doesn't matter. Go crazy. Like, yeah, trust my eye for design. Thank you. See. I feel like that other bathroom was a little bit more hodgepodge, but still, the fucking floor doesn't go with it. So what do they know, really? I also don't know anything about interior design. Back when I was having, like, different rooms in my house painted, I did not realize that typically you don't paint the ceiling. Not that I had the ceiling painted, it was just at first I was like, oh, you're gonna paint the ceiling too, right? No. Why did you think that that was a thing? I don't know. I'm not sure where I got that idea. I guess probably because I just lived in a house with white walls growing up my whole life, so I didn't know what was standard. Dude, I should have gotten my fucking decaf before going live. Like, I know it's decaf, but it still tricks my brain just enough. And it's a nice treat. Alright. almost identical bathroom out here. We're looking at another corner shower. Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I gotta unscrew it. So many steps. Okay. Anyway, if all goes according to plan, and everything is 100%ed, this will be, in fact, my last House Flipper stream. So, enjoy it while you can, I guess. I don't know. I still want to do Viewer's Choice very soon. I don't know when that will be anymore. I don't want to make any guarantees, because I feel like guarantees get me in trouble. I want to get back to the place where like streaming is enjoyable and exciting for me. Not just like, oh man, I haven't streamed in a while. I probably ought to do that. Don't want people to forget about me. Don't want whatever goals I had to just go up in smoke. But I guess that's the complicated thing about being online, isn't it? I said this before, but it's a good thing that I talk to myself so much in real life anyway. Otherwise, I'd probably just sit here concentrating very hard on mounting all these bathroom fixtures. And then someone would come in and I would be like just fully in the zone, like embarrassingly in the zone. I'd be like, alright, good. Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I don't know if in real life towel radiators are meant to go above the toilet, but that's where I like to put them. Because it just makes sense in my little brain. Yep, this is going to be a virtually identical bathroom. Get some creativity. Give your guests something fun to expect. Yeah, I want this to be, there we go. Cute as fuck. Alright. Ba-bam. Beautiful. Hey! Hello! Oh no! So I'd say, I hope having an emergency is worse than just forgetting your password. I hope everything is okay. I've just been here talking to myself and I guess vaguely having an existential crisis like usual. In Pamajas. I'm sorry. still there. There we go. I mean, I don't know about all that. I'm just putting together bathrooms. So in a way, you missed the boring part of the stream. Now I get to put together these guest bedrooms. I feel like you were about to talk about an emergency. Okay, you can be nice. I suppose. Yeah, geez, I was talking to myself for a long time. I don't even remember half of the shit I said. Yes, please. Sitting there in your pajamas. I think that's lined up. Okay. Oh, that's amazing. And I've heard about folks, like, accidentally ripping the crotch of their pants. Oh, and you want me to install an AC? Oh, I hate it. The front butt. Jeez. Oh, to spend a day in your life. Oh no. Good Lord. Is this TV facing the right way? Yes, it is. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a time. Jeez. Well, I'm trying to go back and 100% the jobs that I did not know how to 100% at the time I was playing them. So I finished this one that was like a hangout for this dude and his band. And now I'm working on this one that's supposed to be like, I'm an old man and I want to change my life and I'm moving out to the country. And while I move out to the country, I want this big, beautiful house with a couple of guest bedrooms and so much going on. I feel like this wardrobe's gonna be too close to the bed. But you know what? It is okay because I've done this shit before. I need to stop being a perfectionist. Just put it out there. Bam. See, if memory serves, which I hope it does, this should be the last one I have to do. I'm hoping and praying for like 100%ing all the jobs. And I feel like I did all the cool shit first, because upstairs had more variety. And this is just like, here, welcome to my guest bedroom. Like, where the fuck do you want these wall lamps? So, right here. And then, like, right. I'm overthinking it again. Right here. So, yeah. It's going just fine. Just the ramblings of a mad gal. Alright, so that's done. I still need to put furniture in this room. God fucking damn it. I think it just wants me to stash the, washer in the corner. I hope. Should have done this first. This is one of my least favorite things. But I apologize for the lack of energy. How am I going to ignore that? Speaking Latin out here? What is going on? I think that I haven't wanted to read too much into it, one way or the other, because I'm tired of half the internet being like, folks are making a big deal out of nothing, and the other half being like, oh, this is so terrifying, the government is hiding something from us. Like, I guess it's not popular to have a middle ground on the internet. You know, you gotta have some sort of take. So it's like, am I intrigued? Sure. Do I want to go through the trouble of looking into it and then having to see all the discourse? I don't want the drama. Oh my god, is this going to be identical too, right down to the shitty piece of art on the wall? Why can't I just make something interesting? Oh, okay, the paint color is going to be different. So sorry. That one is slightly blue and this one is slightly gray. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I do believe in aliens. I don't think there's any possible way that we're the only intelligent life in the entire universe. And I think UFOs are just fun to think about, and I don't think it should be turned into some, like, terror, conspiracy, baloney. But that's just, like, my opinion, man. Lights in this room, it's getting dark. Yeah, I thought it was. Neil deGrasse Tyson? deGrasse. Yeah, I have not kept up with his thoughts on things. I am gonna lose my mind! I would have sworn to you that last time these little guest rooms had some type of difference, but no. Oh no, the difference now is I completely put the bed up sideways. Is that fixed? It's still not against the goddamn wall. Wait, is it a slanted bed? Huh. I need to put these ceiling lamps up. I know! That's one, like, downside of playing this game is I'm just like, man, if I had the money, all these things that I would do to my house. Yeah, it's so handsome. I just really hope that there's, like, a decent amount of time before House Flipper 2 comes out. That way I can take a break from the insanity. I need to look up when Cook Serve Forever comes out because I don't know if you know this, but like cooking games are the best. Actually, you would know that because we played some Overcooked. But cooking games are my love, my life. So I've played Cook Serve Forever. I've played Cook Serve Delicious 1, 2, and 3, and I didn't even know they were gonna come out with another one. And like, those games are the weirdest combination of fun and stressful there has ever been. And thank God that they are single player because I promise you nobody would want to play them with me. Yeah, this room is identical. I'm so fucking mad right now. I'm furious right now. You might not be able to tell, but I am fuming. I wonder if I could fit the wardrobe on this wall just to have it be slightly different. Seems a little close. But you know what? It's fine. Think real people are going to materialize and come into this house? No. Anyway, cooking games. My love, my life, my treasure, my joy. I love cooking games. So I'm really excited to try out Cook Serve Forever. And like I said, weirdly stressful, but also like, I think I just like the different challenges in it. I like the fact that there's like different achievements. Oh, I fucked this up big time because now there's not a logical place to put this mirror. Ugh. I guess I can stash it back here. I don't know. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Fuck. So, in the Cook Serve Delicious franchise, there are different challenges and, like, different cuisines that you can make. Yes, exactly. But it's like real cuisine from all around the world. And it's so cool to like learn about these dishes that I wouldn't have known about otherwise. And be like, hey, I want to look this up. I want to make this someday. Thank you, Cook Serve Delicious. Yeah, I know. Alright, so I think the only thing left is the terrace. Okay. Which, of course, it had to be dark as all heck out here. But yeah, I still want to make dessert shooters. Like, that has been on my list ever since playing that game. I know! Like, what the fuck? This is a party zone out here. Costs 1,000 buckaroonies just to lay down this hardwood. Like, what y'all playing at? You're not a sweet little grandpa who's going into retirement. You're clearly got some money. You're out here working with some money. Okay, so what did I do before? I think I just did 1, 2, 3, 4. Chairs per piece. I swear to God, if this is not the last 100% I have to get, I don't know where else to find it. Okay. Pop this sofa over here in this big area. I believe that's straight. Hey-ya. Yeah. This little table fit in this corner. I mean, probably. More than likely. As long as the house has, like, functional rooms, someone will still buy it. So just being like, watching you sleep. Yeah, it doesn't really care where things are placed. It's just like, as long as you get the fucking quantity that they want. There we go. Alright. Let's move this other one over here. Perfect. Okay. Complete the job. Yes. Now you get to see everything that I accomplished. I am such a sucker for these before and after shots. Oh, it's so satisfying! Look at that! Oh. I don't think the achievement fucking popped. I don't know where else to look! What time is it? Oh my god, why is my boss sending work emails this late? Doesn't he know how to take a break? I say as I check my work emails this late. Just kidding. I'm gonna try to at least hunt down what this mysterious job is and see what it entails. Because I would have bet my life that that was the last one I needed to do. Wish I had like a list. Because the jobs in your mailbox, you can very easily scroll down and see the percentage completed. But the jobs on the map, like, you just gotta scroll around and look at them individually. Yeah, I know. I restarted my computer before the stream, and it still takes forever to load. So that's fun. It also cuts down on my flipping time. Because it takes so long to load. There's my rabbit! Sometimes he will emerge. Oh, he's hiding again. Can I pet you? I don't know why I named him Tony. Look at him. I can give him a treat? Oh, oh. Oh, yes. Oh, he's such a good baby. There's my kitty cat. Hello, kitty cat. Love how my Dalmatians just get stuck in the furniture when they lounge anywhere. Okay, so first let's do the easy one. Oh, whoa! Oh, why did I leave cleaning the garage at 64%? Why did I do that? Let's fix that really fast. Oh, I know what it was. It's because there's an achievement for finishing a job in under a minute. And so you can, like, once the progress bar hits a certain point, it doesn't have to... How do I explain this? You have a progress bar, and once you cross a certain threshold of progress, you can turn it in. It doesn't have to be 100%. Granted, you won't get the full payment on the job if you turn it in before 100%. But basically, I was trying to do this achievement where you get it in like under a minute, and clearly it didn't fucking work. Man, these weeds are so noticeable. So yeah, this time I'm not gonna go for the achievement. I'm just gonna go for getting 100%, and we'll see if that was the one missing piece. And no, I know removing weeds is not required for this job, but it is required in my heart that I clean this shit up. 'Cause I mean, the lawn looks so nice and tidy. Also, I don't understand how these aren't weeds. Anyway, I am officially rambling. How are you doing? What is on your mind? Did you put new pants? There you go. Relaxing mode. Ooh. What did you watch? I was about to say, is that why it's on your mind? Because you were watching UFO news? It all makes sense. It all adds up. a lot of words. Half of them possibly not real. That was the last one! That was it! Oh, thank Jesus himself, it was that easy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. I'm so relieved right now. Oh man. Lordy, lordy. Whew. Okay, so it's getting late where I am. So I'm going to give you a choice, all right? Because the last time I thought about streaming this game, I had two things in mind that I wanted to share. And I already did them by myself. So unfortunately, you would not get my first reaction to them, but you could still see them. So the choices are, would you like to see a haunted apartment, or would you like to see a giant castle? And hopefully I can deliver, because I think it's reached the point where I can rebuy properties. If not, then that idea goes out the window. Can I rebuy properties? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, okay. No. You were here for, you were here for Samantha's house. Where the fuck is it? Okay, Samarta. I thought it was Samantha this whole time. Yeah, you were here for this haunted one. It turns out there was another haunted one. And I figured in my soul that it was haunted based on the description. And then when I played it by myself, I was correct. So it's this one, room 404. A cozy apartment where nothing is out of order. The 90s furniture only adds to the feeling of normalcy. Now you tell me, does this give off normal vibes? Does the description seem like, nothing to see here, don't worry about it? Don't even worry about it. But yes, I can do the castle. I'm just letting you know that there were in fact two different haunted properties. There was the house and there was this one. What is Black Delilah? I mean, there's a lot of references in this game, so maybe it could be another reference. Alright, let me turn this up a tiny bit. So I know what happens, but I still want to get a little spooked. And also, maybe you can help me figure out how to cleanse the ghost, because last time I don't think I cleansed the ghost. I just sold the apartment with the ghost in it. And like with the other one, it was easy. Like, the coffin was in the backyard, so you just bury it, and it's like, alright, the person's at rest. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with this one. Maybe I can just completely redo the apartment. See? When this popped up, I was like, hoo 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 hoo. Yes, I'm not scared of anything. Except for I am, because look at this fucking place. I really hope the volume is loud enough for you to hear the scares. Oh my god. I've already played this before. I already know what's happening. Oh my god. I'm not putting on. I've already played this whole goddamn thing before and I'm getting nervous all over again. Oh, that's right. I gotta fix the old fuse box. I mean, the lights in here still aren't super bright. Oh, I hate it. I think maybe after we have this experience, I'll just try gutting the apartment. Just selling everything. Okay. Oh my god, I'm literally getting shivers right now, even though I've played this before. I also love the fucking peanut gallery over there, like, oh, this house looks so good. Big old dummies. Turning as many lights on as possible. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna shut up so you can hear this.
I'm always flipping houses. 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 I'm always flipping houses.
See, okay. When I played this before, I would have sworn to you, after he said he's always flipping houses, he said, I'm always right behind you. Because then I turned around and the shoes fucking moved down the hall to the door. Look at this goddamn shit. Like, he did all that. Also, where did that candle come from? Maybe it was just my ultimate fear, but like, I would swear to you that when I played this the first time that I answered the phone after all that bullshit, he said, I'm always right behind you. And then I turned around and the fucking shoes were there, and I lost my mind. Also, this goop appears and you can't clean it up. You can't clean up the footprints. You can't clean up this chair. The fucking light fixture fell. The TV is doing all this shit. Now, how do I get rid of the ghost? How do I do it? I can't sell the contaminated objects. What am I meant to do? Is there something I'm missing? Where's the body? Ah. Woo. I don't see any little hidden nooks or crannies in this house. Or apartment, whatever. It all seems pretty straightforward. I can't take the chains off the door, I don't think. I mean, okay, like you saw, the only other haunted house that I played was that gal's house. And as soon as you buried her body in the backyard, it was like, alright, the ghost is gone. And I was like, cool, it's gone. I'm just gonna start selling random stuff. I don't know. Oh my god! It's still here. I haven't gotten this far. Stop it! Jeez. I'm trying to give you a nice clean home. Do you not like it when I sell all your stuff? Are you gonna get furious? Take all of that, huh? How do you like all that, huh? Can't sell the fucking phone, though. Oh, there's a street light outside. Did I see that last time? Hang on. Can I sell the curtains? I guess you can't see anything creepy outside. It's worth a shot. Oh, you can't sell this little trunk either? Save game? Why is save game on this book? Oh, that doesn't bode well. Could be. I hear water running. Yeah, this game is very referential to other pieces of media. Did I hear water running? Oh, it is running! sell little ephemera around the house. I wonder if I turn all the lights off. It's probably a bad idea, right? I'm about to get so uncomfortable. Alright, I think I've turned everything off except for the candles. I can't even sit on this sofa. What? What's your idea? No, not build walls. Okay. We have a vacation photo, a lady standing in a field. We've got horses, a forest, a cat maybe. Not sure what else it wants me to do. Wish I could go to bed. Wait, I can't sell a cutting board? What is it with all these random objects that are just like, no, I'm a haunted object. You can't sell me. But I can sell the knives. Oh! Oh! It was the candle that I picked up from the bedroom. Oh. Can I finally get rid of these fucking shoes now? Oh, yes! Oh ho ho! A lot of trial and error, but I fucking did it. This house is unhaunted. No more creepy slime. I'm still going to... No, I'm going to leave the candles. They're clearly protective. But I'm going to sell this other random... I still can't sell the cutting board. Why? Why? Whoa. Is this... Wait, is this the grave? Is this the grave? Why is it standing up like this? If I can't sell it, I'm going to put it in the closet. Bye-bye. Well, see, it was worth doing this apartment again, because I didn't solve it last time. And, yeah. You know, reasonably spooky. I didn't see the save game thing last time either. Alright, let's sell this not ghost-infested apartment. I think last time I sold it for a loss because it was still haunted. Oh, it's a reference to a creepypasta. Okay. See, these developers love putting references and shit. Maybe not in the ways you would expect. I gotta look that up now. Oh, good God, it's getting late where I am. I think I'm probably gonna finally make my decaf and listen to my album for the day. And take a little rest. That was fun, though. I'm glad you were here to experience it. I'm glad that it wasn't lost in the ether. But, I promise that this is the last House Flipper stream. This is the last one. I may play the tiniest bit more on my own time, but I'm going to try so hard to remember that other video games exist. And when I come back, you won't have to deal with this shit anymore, because I will have drained the brain poison. Do you understand what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? I will have gotten it out of my system. But yeah, I feel like I only left... That's fair. That's fair. I feel like I only left 2 achievements undone, and that's not too bad. The one was finishing a job in less than a minute. I already told you about how that glitched out. And then the other one was, good fucking lord, do you hear my bird? It's so loud. The other one was negotiating a sale for up to 50,000 euros, I want to say. And I never really messed with the negotiation mechanics, so it wasn't, like, interesting to me. So I just left it alone. I just left it alone. But, I don't know if you were here when I was going on this spiel to myself, but I want to get to the point to where I'm excited to stream again. I feel like it was somewhat that way when I was still early on in House Flipper and there was a lot to do. But, well, see, I tried to get the lesson 1 minute 1 and it didn't pop the achievement for me, so I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I don't care enough at this point. Also, look at my little dog staring at me. But, point is, I want to be excited about video games. I want to be excited about streaming. I don't want to look at it as like, oh, I haven't streamed in a while. I guess I should. I don't want people to forget about me. I guess I'll just drag my little booty on here. Like, I want to have interesting ideas and be stoked on them and implement them. And I don't know. I guess it's just more of the not getting too in my head about things. Oh my god, now 2 of my pets are staring at me! This is just like real life when my cats stare at me. Oh my god, it's so cute. Oh, look at him jump! Oh my god. Okay, I will pet. I'm so weak. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I've obviously very much enjoyed this game for what it is, but I gotta find something else for my personal time, for streaming, for whatever. See, I don't know. That's what I still need to figure out. Is the key making myself a schedule? So then I, like, am mentally prepared and know what to expect? Is the key a game I'm excited about? Because to be fair, I was very excited about Stray, and I loved streaming that game. So should I just try to find another story game? I don't know. Or is it just coming up with different ideas? Different little things and tweaks to try? I don't know. Something I still gotta mull over. Is someone hairballing in my vicinity? What's going on here? Oh no. Yep. Alright. Well, I didn't beat the new version of Chex Quest, but I know what you're saying. Like League, I was definitely very used to. This one, at this point, I've played the shit out of, but Stray was new to me, new to everyone else. Maybe that's why, like, Outlast and Man of Medan and shit like that didn't stick, because I already knew everything that happened. And so even though I love those game franchises, it was just different somehow. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off of here, but I will be in the Discord. And it would be cool to get folks' input, see what people want to see. I feel like people have disappeared, which is understandable because I have also disappeared, so it'd be cool if folks want to come hang out with me again, or if I could find new friends or whatever. But yeah. For now, I am very sleepy and would like to chill. So, thank you for hanging out with me. I will hopefully be back very soon. I will hopefully keep you posted about it on the Discord. And I'm probably going to be a dummy and upload the VODs of these House Flipper streams on my YouTube channel, just in case I do take a bit of a break on streaming, to be like, hey, I'm not dead. Here's this content. I don't know. That's the thought I had. So, good night for now, I guess. And good night to my little dog, too.